Hello everyone, so nice to see you all back here again. Hi Paula, hi Rain, hi Pam, hi Anne, hi Mom, welcome. Today we're going to do a tutorial on the water droplets. It was one of them that you guys voted for or mentioned that you would like to learn. So I've taken different shapes and how the light will affect them. And then I also put it on a almost like a flat leaf, like a grass, what do you call it? A grass leaf and a normal leaf, just a quick drawing of leaf, and then grapes, like fruit, because that's where it's mostly used. Hi Lizzie, welcome. So I know lots of coloring pages has droplets on them, or you would like to add it to flowers, for example. So that's why the flat leaf will be similar to flower leaves if you want to add it to them. So we just before we start, the page is attached to this video on Patron. So you just click on the highlighted blue attachment on the video, and then you can download the page. The page is just an outline drawing like this so that you can practice it before you apply it to whatever page you want to. Hi Ryan, welcome. So basically today we're going to do the shadow areas where the light will catch the drop. It's see-through, so if you look at this one here, you'll also see that it almost like magnifies it slightly when it's on the leaf. So it's see-through, so you still need to add your background of the leaf to the drop, and then it will magnify the line, so there will be a bend in it. So let's start. I'm zooming in so that you can see what I do, because the practice page is rather small, because the droplets that you will add to your images will be small. It will not be big. So first of all, I'll start with my darker area, taking 70% French grey, PC 1074. I'm just going to turn the page slightly, just because then it's easier for me to color, if that's okay with you, and my hand's not in the way. So the top, even though my light will be coming from this corner. Hi Tammy, Amazon Tammy, welcome. So I'm shading it in. from dark to light. Hi Kenny, welcome. Okay, so what for those of you that just joined now, basically what we're going to do is I've given you a practice page and I've drawn it the outlines. It's attached to the video. I've given you examples of different shapes and where the light will catch it. And then on this one, you'll see the background must shine through if you put it on a leaf. You will still have your light section and your glow and your little bit of glow in the shadow of the droplet because it shines right through. Then there's also a slight magnifying happening in the middle. So you'll see the line and then a slight bend that is in the droplet, and then you have your shadow area. So let's start with the shapes. What I've done is I've taken French grey here. I've turned the page slightly because then my hand's not in the way. Then at the bottom you also have a shadow because the light's coming from the top. It will shine right through the droplet. Let me just see if I can bring you a little bit closer. There we go. Just tell me if I'm off the page. So your shadow will have the shape. And you leave a little bit of light on there. So next is white, PC 938. So I'm adding my white to the drop and shading it in a little and really pressing hard to get the little dot at the top. Then I shade the bottom of my droplet. And I would suggest you do this not on white paper. I would suggest you do it on a toned or a color so that you can see it easily. So that you can see where you're doing it while practicing. And then you add a little bit of white because it's shining really brightly. Then next is Putty Beige, PC 1083. So now I'm just shading this side in a little and back to the French grey, PC 1074. So with droplets, when your light is coming from that side, that is your darker area of your droplet. And away from the light will be your lightest section. So I'm just extending it slightly over the shape, like that. Now black, PC 935. I'm darkening the teal and then a very thin in the shadow, the bottom of the droplet. With this type of shape, I will go with my French grey, PC 1074 again. See, so it's not a difficult thing to do. It's fairly easy. It's just to know where to put the lights and the darks. I do exactly the same than what I did here. It's just a different shape. Then white, PC938. So my lightest section will be here. Hard pressure. Put in my dots. Then extend the little line, shading it slightly into the French grey. Yes, it's French grey, Amazon Tammy. It's PC1074. Back to my French grey again. Black, PC935. Just to give that little bit more definition to it. Then on the smaller one, you start with the French grey. Let me see if I can bring you even closer. Oh, I'm using the French grey because it's a grey that the pigment is very slight and it's slightly warmer. So when you add it to different colors, it's easy to actually, you don't want colors to dull. So when adding it, for example, to green, when it's blue, it will make your color change too much. It will be more of a, for example, a when you use blue gray, it will your drop itself will start turning blue. So French gray again, the 70%. And on this one, you will not add um, the shine at the bottom because it's so small. You won't be able to see it. Then the white. Thank you, Kenny. Then keeping with the white, just adding in the white sections on this one. Then French grey, PC174 again. And then black. This one is really just a small touch, just at the top and the bottom. And this one is here at the top. And just thinly at the bottom. Now with a droplet like this, it's slightly different. So French grey again, PC174. Because my light is here, so it won't be from the top like this one. It will be more from the side. So that's why I kept the light here, so you can see how it will change. So you must always keep your light source in mind when doing the droplets. Even though they are just drops on top of something else, you still need to think about your light source. White, PC938. Hi Sherry, welcome. French grey again. French grey. And a thin white rim here. See, so this one is slightly different to the rest, just because of the shape. Hi Michelle, welcome. Now I'm just going to use Putty Beige just to blend some of this white. So in this one and in this one I've used Putty Beige, but in these small little normal shapes I didn't use Putty Beige. The same on this really small one. French grey. And black. Oh, I forgot the black here. The black line must be on that side. And here by the shadow as the previous ones. Now for this one here. Hi Andrea, welcome. Thank you, Sherry. Then white. And a little in the shadow because it's shining right through. Because your drops are see-through, that's why you will see the light in the shadow. It's similar to some gems, but we will get to gemstones and faceted stones at a later stage. So I've also done one that looks like a tear drop. You know, that sometimes on portrait faces. So in this one, it's French grey again. I'm doing so remember, my light source is on this side. So basically, my darkest on the drop itself will be where your light is coming from. So your light reflection will be on the side that your light is shining, but it shines right through the drop and you will get the reflection on the back part of the drop that shines through onto the shadow. Now this is really light pressure now, just so that we can get the shape on the droplet or the tear. Then the shadow on the side. And the shadow here, it's also light pressure again. Now white. So basically with this white, to get the shape that I want, I've basically made it a dark hard pressure and then you just blend it out a little. Now hard pressure and then to soft. and then black, PC935. See, so it looks more difficult than what it really is. So you must please download this practice page, practice a couple of them till you're comfortable, and then add them to your images wherever you want to add them. The next one is a different type of tear or a drop that it's not as thick here than normally. This is one that's, you know, when it's run down already, it's got just a little bit of a wet mark. So in this one, my French grey, I'll add just like this. Then do your normal drop at the bottom. And this one will have a slight shadow because it's not as round as this one. Then you will, well, then I will use Putty Beige on this one again. So this one, and this one has Putty Beige in them. So to soften the French grey a little bit, let me just darken the one section. Then back to the Putty Beige. If you have any questions, please do ask. Yes, Amazon, I want you to apply it to anything you want to apply them to. So I thought of different shapes that you could use so that it's not just a tutorial on a round one, because then it's not always useful. Yes, Paula, they're really not that difficult. They look more difficult than what they are. Let me see if I can. Now with this rounded shape, the light will catch differently to the other ones. And please, if you want me to do tutorials on different things that you might think of, just add them to the list. I'm slowly working through the whole list that you guys suggest for tutorials. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Sherry. What? So now the shape of the white is slightly different because of the shape of the water drop. It will change a bit. Putty Beige, PC1083. And that's just to soften the French grey that I've added. Now black, PC935. And that's all your drops. So now we're going to move over to a grass or flat leaf. If you want to add it to a flat leaf or grass type of image. I'm just quickly going to do the grass section so that we can. So first one is Chartreuse PC989. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Next is Apple Green PC912. So this is just a basic grass one or a flat leaf. It's nothing too fancy. I'm just basically filling it with green. But I want a vein so that I can teach you what to do with one. Next is Espresso PC1099. Yes, it does look like cheese. Let's just give it a vein there. I'm terrible with staying in the lines. Next is Prussian green. Prussian 109. I agree, Sherry. I'm concentrating more to stay in the lines than the coloring itself. So for now, I'm first just leaving my drops open white. Oh no, Michelle. My mom has a problem with the patron. Her patron decided to speak German to her. So it's close to our Afrikaans, so we can still basically make out what it's saying, but next is Limepeel, PC 1005. So I'm just giving it a bright color so that you can see how it will affect the droplet color and how I would use colors inside the drops. Next is olive green. Just need to darken it slightly. I'm just going around my shape not to lose it completely. And let's say this is a main vein. Yes, it does. Next is apple green again, PC912. No, definitely not. Okay, so, but that's just a quick background on for the leaves so that you can see what I'm talking about. Um, let's just use espresso. Oops. Just to give it a little bit more brown and enhance this vein so that you can see better. Yes, it is funny. Okay, let's get on with this first one first. Okay, so with the first one, we're going to start with our white, BC938. So first I put my dot where I need it to go. Then I'm going to add it to the bottom of the drop. And I don't know if you've seen, but sometimes when there's a drop, there's little air bubbles because a leaf has almost like hair or texture to it. You'll see that some of the air bubbles is trapped underneath, so it will form like whiter strokes at the bottom of the drop. So that's why I've drawn these three lines. Next is the Chartreuse PC989. So on this section of the white, I'm brightening it up. Now I'm extending the green or the white with the green inside the drop. Now I'm using the apple green PC912 and I'm darkening this section. Now I'm going to use French Grey PC1074 to darken the top and the bottom of this one. Now I'm going to use Prussian green PC109. So now to darken this section of the grey. And now you're flicking it this way when coloring. Now this vein you will see inside, but it's got a little bit of a bump, not a big one. So you will have it, I'm over exaggerating just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking yes, but instead you won't have the lines inside, but we'll get to a plain one just now. But a droplet always acts almost like a little magnifying glass, so whatever texture is below it, you will see through it. And now just the white again. And I'm just softening this one a little. But because this is where the light is shining, I do, but I haven't put it on the list yet. I do have a stuff that a wish list on Amazon, but I haven't posted it anywhere as yet. So the white here, this is where the light will shine through. So you will highlight this section here on the leaf. That will be a reflection. And then you will take your Chartreuse PC989 see, so now instead of just using the white as a reflection, you add a little bit of color to it because it's on a color. So let's do a like this one, a more straightforward one, or one of the others. Say this one. This one will be the white dot the white at the bottom, then olive green because you want a dark green, and then black on this side and here at the top, and then white for the reflection, and a little bit of chartreuse on the one side. Now with one that's in a vein, that one you have a tip, so the reflection will change a bit. So you will have black here where it's inside the vein, sorry, I just need to change a light to electricity because it's dying. That's why I was wondering why my page is going so dark. There we go. So now on this side you will have dark, and here, then white will be here at the top, here, and at the bottom. Then you have the chartreuse again, and the reflection will be on the side, but in chartreuse. Then I'm taking the Prussian green, PC109, now the white again to soften, and black. Now the olive green 911, just on the tip, and that one is done. Now let's do this one here. This one will be a white dot there. This one will pick up some of this leaf texture here again. You'll have a white reflection here on this side because it's higher up on the leaf. Then olive green 911. I'm doing my reflection here with the green. Then the Limepeel PC 1005. And then the black 935. Then the last one here, oh sorry, that one was the olive green 911 that I've just done there in the middle. And then the black. Then the French grey. And Chartreuse. No problem, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Bye bye, Sherry. Have a great day further. Thank you so much for being here. The next one we'll do is I'm going to do the grapes. So because the grapes is different colors, the middle one is very similar to the leaf that we've just done. I'm going to do some of the grapes now, and then I'll just do say one or two of these ones. So let's start with the grape because this is completely different colors, just so that you can get the feel of what you can do. No problem, Tammy. Thank you for being here. Have a great day or night there. I really appreciated that you came out to watch. So next up is Black Cherry, PC 1078. So first pencil is so now I'm just doing the grape. Yes, Michelle, you are quite right. Next is Limepeel. So I'm just doing a background before we can add the drops to this one. I will post a photograph of this. It will also be attached to the tutorial video, almost like a reference page for when you want to do your um, practicing of the drops. This is Indigo Blue PC910. You're welcome, Paula. Next is the black cherry again, 1078. Then Blue Lake, BC 1102. Then Limepeel, PC 1005. Just enhancing some of the greenness here. Then Powder Blue, PC 1087. Then Black Cherry again. Next is Espresso, PC 1099. Then Indigo, PC 901. Then powder blue 1078 again. Thank you so much, Lizzie. I should, hey Paula. Next is the black cherry. Then Mediterranean blue. So true, Lizzie. I was thinking of using it. Then lime peel again. Then back to black cherry. And then powder blue. Then indigo 912 or 901, sorry. Then back to the black cherry. Then 30% warm grey, PC1052. then white, now you can also see or go as blue or as purple or as green as you want. As you could see on my other one, this is the lime peel again. You just keep on adding the colors till you're happy with your grapes colors. But this is just a quick background so that you can see the color change on the grapes. Okay, so let's add our drops. So first I start with the white on this one. So here I add my 2 dots to the top and white to my bottom. Then indigo, then the black cherry, French grey, then black, you add the shadow, and your light on this one will be with powder blue. And this one, I've gone slightly over this one, but no worries. We'll do one like this. That was the indigo blue. White. Then let's do a top one that's on top of the grapes. This one, the white will be on the rim. Then at the top. So then we will add a little bit of blue lake, because I want a brighter blue here, because you will have another bluey purpley grape there, so you want it to stand out. So that's the reason for using blue here. And it's similar to the indigo there. As soon as we added the white, it brightened it to look almost like this blue lake. Then French grey again. And then the shadow, I'll use black. So black here around the tip, then a little bit of black there and at the bottom, and then French grey shadow. Then this one is a straightforward one at the top, one at the bottom, French grey on this side, indigo on the other side, and blue lake. Because the grape is different colors, you will have a play on the blue and purple and the greys. Then black, indigo here, just on the edge of my grape. Then white, French grey, blue lake, and black. So those will be the drops on the grapes. So you just keep on doing it to all your other drops. So let's just quickly do this one section here. So the rest of the grapes you can play around with. So now I'm just quickly going to do the leaf just a little bit. Now this one is on a vein. Yes, the reflection on this one was white and chartreuse, and on this one the reflection is powder blue here, and inside it's a play on the color that or the grape is. So it will be purple, the purple, the indigo, and blue lake, and French grey. So now on this one I'm using slightly different colors. The one that I've just used was the Prussian green PC109. Then Chartreuse PC989. Then Limepeel PC1005. Then olive green 911. Yes. It looks much nicer to eat than the moldy cheese. Yeah, the lights are so bright, so the greens goes a bit washed out, almost like yellowy color. Next is chartreuse. So now you see that I've done a little, almost like an O S shape, because we have a vein in the middle. Let's just make it like that. Let's take warm gray. So I'm just darkening around the vein. Espresso BC 1099. Then olive green, then your chartreuse, just want to get the line right, on either side. Then I'm going to add my white, but my white here, let me change the direction. I'll put it here in front. With the white reflection there at the back. Then lime peel. Then black on this side. And on here on this side. So it stand out. Then my shadow, because the light is shining through, the shadow will be on the back of the leaf. So I will have it there and slightly on this side. So then I take the chartreuse, -2, oops, I want my shadow more that side. Olive green, then the chartreuse here, shining on that shadow. French grey, and then just normal green, the normal green of the leaf. I'm just smoothing out the leaf around it. And then we can do this one because this one will be slightly different. Okay, let's give the vein some highlights. And let's make it interesting. And this is Espresso. Then olive green PC911. Now I'm going to add oh, thank you, Andrea. We add the vein in the middle. Then I'm going to add French grey on either side so that you can see it. So instead of using the espresso that we have here, I'm using French grey on either side of the vein. Then I'm going to use the Prussian green PC109. Yes, you will, Andrea. You will. Definitely. Then the Chartreuse. I'm adding where the light will shine on this side. Then white on this section here. And fade it towards the inside. And then your dot on that side. No, you'll do it bit by bit. First we did the drops. I think once you practice it, you will be brilliant with it. Because you're all brilliant colorists already, or artists already. Some espresso. Some moss green. Yes, Paula, see. You are seeing so much more colors. You'll get to add all of it to your coloring. You'll see it makes a big difference. And after a while, it will just be second nature. You will just do it. And then French grey. and then white, hard white. Yes, now for sure, Paula. Then espresso again around it and darken around it. See, so that's the rest of the little ones I'm gonna leave for you to do. You can look at the reference. They are all pretty straightforward, all the other ones. So I hope you enjoyed the stream and I hope you will go and try this page. It's actually great fun. And I want you to think about where your light is coming from and how to do it, and then apply them to some of your pages, and you can show me. And you can get a lot of detail. You're welcome, Rain. Thank you, Paula. You're welcome, Pam. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I want you all to go and practice it and go and have some fun, and then you can really apply them to any page. Ah, thank you, Andrea. I'm so glad you liked it. Thank you, Lizzie. You're welcome, Raya. I'm so glad you enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for being here. You guys must have a great day further or evening. Thank you for each and every one that came to watch. And please, if you have more suggestions, just add them to the list. We'll get to all of them. Bye bye, everyone, and see you next week. Next week is Rusty Gears. Bye bye, everyone.